Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about something that's going to sound kind of stupid. To the average person it is. Animals and insects. You know, when we're trying to look at, when we do an inventory of ourselves and we dig deep enough, you know, because if we're looking at alcoholism, that's one thing, pill addiction, food addiction, and all this other stuff. You know, but we have to look at what we consume, because we do have life, okay? And we're never taught on like what makes us run. And what we live in, what our surroundings is it actually, it makes us not run so well. And it shouldn't be that hard to look at society and to see that on how all these sicknesses and shit are just getting worse. Cancers, diabetes, everything's getting worse. And they just keep putting them on TV going, I'm living with this. And it's like they're conditioning people to be sick. But see, when we're sick, that means our body is at dis-ease. It's two words. Okay? It's at dis-ease. And then over time, they've slowly created disease. You see what I mean? The body's at dis-ease, especially with alcoholism and shit, because we're the ones that get punished. Other people that don't have to address anything, I hate it for you, especially with the overeating and you know, just the throwing away each day with the television and stuff. You know, but what I'm going to combine is how we've gotten away from being natural, okay? And one way that we can start, something hit me a while ago and it was like I got to do a video on how to try through just animals and insects, on how to start to pull your subconscious. Because if you're thinking shit ain't right, because what I bring, what's channeling through me is fucking insane and I can't explain it. But if you listen and allow yourself to be open-minded, it'll make fucking complete sense. It will make complete sense. You know, because over time we become at dis-ease and disease begins and then the hospitals and then all this other shit like that. And once we become disconnected from the source being the sun and the moon, okay? And remember, the source is where you're going to get the word sorcery, because it's the source. But the zodiac and all that stuff plays a huge part too. You know, and truthfully, I mean, everybody watches whatever it is with Angelina Jolie and all them other ones, and it's sorcery, like bad sorcery. Because, I mean, you know, there's a point in time when this shit wasn't bad, but they've made it bad. And what they do is they've taken the source from us, because that's your pineal gland, that's your pituitary. It's in your head too. And they've disconnected us from the source, which is above, the zodiac and all that shit, because that's the mineral kingdom up there, animals, you know, plants, trees and all that, and us, we're all part of it. But the source, just like the battery in a vehicle, that's the source. Everything runs off of that source. Well, in here, everything runs off of this, right here. You know, and then this plays a huge part with our emotions and all kinds of other shit. And it's like, it's connected to us. It's magnetism. It's impossible to explain in 5 minutes what this is all about, because, you know, the source, what these depend on, animals and insects, is the sun and the moon in a geocentric model. Okay, and this is where you got to start thinking like, okay, where's he going with this? Because a lot of people, if you're not being able to be open-minded, then it's not going to, you'll just run from it. But like we have lightning bugs, you know, lightning bugs. You know, you've got the electric eels. Electric eels. Okay. You know, you've got bees. Their wings are like, there's some other shit, radioactive. how is it radioactive? How does a lightning bug, how does it light up? Where does that come from? It comes from the source through natural sorcery, because they're up there, and that's what charges not only the lightning bugs, but animals, fish, the bumblebees, the hives. A hive is huge with symbolism within secret societies. But it's like the air. The air is electric. The air, when we breathe it in, it expands our arteries. Your arteries are air carriers. Okay? The same air you breathe in is the same air that lights up the fucking bugs, the lightning bugs, and gives the electric eel its charge. And whatever jellyfish and whatever else that can turn fluorescent. Do you understand what I'm saying? And what we get is a model of the sun is like fire and all this other shit, or sulfur and gas. And listen, this cannot happen. This cannot happen. The same way that this eel gets its power to create an electric effect is the same way that you have an electrical charge within your brain, okay, that coincides with your blood. I can't explain it all so fast for some of you because it's impossible. But our blood is the same as the ocean, because you have the salt, which is the mineral salts in your blood. The salt is the saliva, which in scripture it's your salvation. Okay? There's a secretion in the brain that's a secret. It talks about it in scripture. He says the secret's now being revealed. And the secretion that's a secret is in the cloister. And the cloister is in the house. This is the house up here. This is your temple of God up here. And in that cloister is another word for closet, because you live in a house and have closets to keep precious shit in there. Well, up here, this is the house, and there's the cloister, which is the closet. But the secretion, which is the gray pia matter, gray brain fluid, pia matter, is in there. And it's sacred. And the sacral plexus down here, that they don't want nothing. Don't you worry about none of that. And so through the sodas, through the fast foods, the modified pills are an imitation of this. Through all that, it disconnects us from the source. And then they introduce television, radio, propaganda. We're under the influence of poisons. And now our brain, which should be getting in the mineral salts, the alkaline water, everything that these get, we should be getting it, but we don't. And that's why over time, we were connected just like this. And over time, you introduce this, everything that I've went over. And then they create the obesity. They create the addictions. They create the laziness. They create the environment. They put these in your hands and be lazy. And then you slowly get disconnected just like a plug that you plug into the wall. It's unplugged over here. Over here, you're plugged in. Okay, over here, we're walking through blindness. But if we pay attention, because you've got the 4 seasons, 4 seasons, every 90 days, the sun goes into a new season. And see, in AA, that's where my whole journey started, AA. You get a chip, and in 90 days, you get another chip. And then 90 days, 180 days, you get another one. And then 9 months, you get another one. Then a year, you get one. Because there's the zodiac. You'll see that symbol on all the churches. There's spring, summer, fall, and winter. Here's day 1 for you. 90 days, 90, 90, 90. 6 a.m., 12 p.m., 6 p.m., midnight. And that's on all your churches. That's everywhere. That's your MAPCO. That's your BMW damn logo. It's everywhere. But They know this. This is not a bad symbol because this is the 4 seasons right here. Right here. And you've got to ask yourself, it's like, how does the monarch butterfly know how to travel north when it's migrating every year for winter for 3 months? It goes through 3 generations up there, and I think they stay for 3 months, and then they travel 3 generations back. How do they know where the fuck to go when they've never been there? It's through the magnetism, because see, they're built the way we're created is we have a code in our blood, and it's programmed just like they program the computers and how they programmed us with this shit and hate and everything else. And the way the creator designed this, they are programmed to do certain things, and it's not just instinct. It is what they were created to do, and it only works with the source. And when man starts digging on beaches and fucking cutting jungles and shit down, it fucks with the whole setup, the way it's created. And then their program starts getting fucked. And then they come out there and say, yeah, it's coming extinct. Yeah, man, it's just the world's getting crazy. When they've done it, it should make complete sense, because when you program something, it's going to do a certain thing as long as everything is working in coordination or accordance with each other. But once these people start putting up fake electricity, fake metal here, fake this, fake that, then it starts fucking with us. And all these frequencies and everything going through us is fucking with our minds. Not only that, it's messing with this, the life. So if we pay attention to something like, that's electric, you've got all kinds of critters that do shit like this. But they come from the source, which is right above our head. Okay? But the blood, the ocean is salt water. Okay? That's all mineral kingdom shit. Alkaline water has all the mineral salts. That's your magnetism. It's magnetic and electric. Alkaline water is. It's what charges us. And they have made us hate fucking water. All they have is everything's magnetic and electric to these. All of it. If you'll pay attention to some bees or some things flying like hummingbirds and shit, it could be blowing wind left and right, and it doesn't. They cut through the wind because they're connected to the fucking invisible waves because of the radiation that they produce and the speed. See, it's all about vibration and speed is what it is. And that's, we can't see shit that's going on around us. And we've been flooded with stuff to block anything that we could actually try to see over time and push us over here. We can't even look at anything critter-wise and be like, let me look at that for a minute. Oh, whatever. I'll just put it on this. You got to physically go and pay attention. Because there's seasons that this happens. They have a season for something, they have a season, and they do. Everything has a season for something. Because you're connected, and your blood is connected to this and this. This is your pituitary, and that's your pineal. And you're connected fucking to it. The woman's vagina is connected to the moon. It's a same cycle. Women have the same period as the damn moon, because that's, it's Diana. Jack and Jill. Little ditty Jack and Diane. That's what that is. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown. There's Saturn. So this is the will of God. This is Jack and Jill going up the hill and then falling down. It's the zodiac. That's all it is. That's Jack and Jill. Jack and Diane. You got Jack's fucking fast food places now. It's the red dot is it's the sun dish from Egypt. Midas, Coke, all that shit. They know all this, buddy. The more they push that shit, the more you get the fuck out of reality. And they use their sorcery because they're summoning. Like when you go to court, you're summoned. Like they summon the dead, and you're on the docket. That's a water term, a shipping term. And the judge is, do you understand me? And you're standing under them. And it's built to where they're elevated and fucking wood and all these echoes and shit. And, it's a fear thing. And it's all ecclesiastical. The judge is Saturn with the black robe. The jurors is the 12 constellations. That's all it is. The lawyers battle just like you would in fucking tennis or basketball. You're just going to go back and forth. That's it. And then you do the same shit in church. You go confess. In church, you go to a hearing in court. It's all, there's so many more terms that fits into it, but we can't see anything. You know, it's built to where if we're in trouble, we're always thinking down and shit, and then we fuck ourselves up so bad that it just messes our life up. Nobody looks at you that's for real at all, even though you can smoke any and everybody and everything. They just hate on you then. And that's by design. You know, and we've all been caught up in this shit, and this is an imitation of this and this. This is plasmas, is what they would say. Some, well, this is plasma TV. Vizio, all these words they have. It's all these fucking companies come out of these books, dude. It's all deities of old. Every damn bit of it. And the more we say that shit, the more we give it homage, we don't know what it is. And they're using it for the bad connotation now, and it's fucking nothing but dark magic. And people are fucking gone. 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 It is sad too, you know, but what is it that makes them run? And it's the sun and the moon. Both of them do. They have their role, you know, because your body's just like the earth. It's just like their shit. You run just like them. You know, we have a function. We were created, you know, we were the only species created. You know, there's no evolution. Created to look up and know what's going on, even though nobody will. It's crazy. It's all right in front of you. Everything that you need to know is right in fucking front of you. In us. All of it. And it's all coded, you know, and they've changed our blood to where we obey, just like the monarch butterfly. Generationally, we've been born into an obeying spirit over and over, and they've copied man. I mean, these are fucking, dude, this is big New World Order shit. They're already there. We're all citizens on a citizenship. We're already on a ship. We're already slaves. Commerce is on your birth certificate. I don't want to, when you tell people, they just look at you and it's like, it says commerce. That's a slave term. Federations, associations, that's slave terms. And we have federations. We have associations. We get wages. Slave wages? What? We're on dockets. We're summoned to court. Can you not put that shit together? You know, and it's fucking crazy. You know, but I wanted to share that because if you get closer to shit like this, then you can start to pull out of it, because you'll have to admit, damn, they do have to run off something. Then you'll find out that this is the terminals in the battery, and it's in your brain too. Your pineal and pituitary, your pingala and ida nerve, sympathetic nervous system, the pneumogastric nerve, vagus nerve, all this stuff plays a big importance. Optic thalamus, the chamber, you know, you've got your spinal cord, you know, your sacral plexus where there's thick oil and thin oil, the solar and the sacral coming up and hitting the brain and lighting the whole house like it says in scripture. It's what it is. And no, my pastor won't lie to me. And it's like, you use the people and live off of them for centuries and centuries and centuries. And then you fucking concrete their subconscious, man, it's real. I know. You've been in it, like it's in your blood, it's in your DNA. The same way that God designed these, or your creator, is the same way man has fucking created us into this obeying spirit of, man, it's real. It's like, ain't none of it. You need to get off of that shit. Get off of it. You can't do it. Alcoholics, y'all gave hell. Look, you can't even fucking stop watching that and get into some heavy research. You can't. So, anyways. All right, I love you.